Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I'm the Community Manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and digitally pictured on your screen is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with Rewriting History, Montreal Canadiens 1930-31 season, a shrinking league, part 20. Jeff, the 1930s are here, and
The Great Depression is getting into full swing, and league hasn't shrunk yet, but it's about to. That is the current setup in the league. Well, first, should mention the Ottawa Senators improbably wound up winning the cup last year. They upset the defending champion Americans and us. Problem is, they're not going to be here next season because they're one of the teams that's running into big financial trouble. They're going to take a year off. Then they're going to come back for a couple of years. Then they're going to move to St. Louis, and then they're going to disappear entirely for, what is it, about 50 years. But even before that happens, the Pittsburgh Pirates are now the Philadelphia Quakers.
I was going to say almost 60 years, but that's.
Uh, yeah, I guess close to 60. The So the Pittsburgh Pirates, actually, this was only supposed to be a temporary thing. What had happened was Bill Dwyer, who owned the New York Americans, uh, was enjoying his experience as a hockey owner because it was really useful in, let's say, processing his income from a different source that was totally legitimate and not at all related to bootlegging. Definitely wasn't, laundering any money or anything like that. Absolutely nothing to do with that. So he decided to get a second team to not do that. Bought the Pittsburgh team, which hadn't been doing very well. Problem was you can't have, well, in yeah, this gets a little hazier with the Norris family later in the 40s and 50s, but you can't be owning two NHL teams at once. So what he did was bring in this guy. This is Benny Leonard, lightweight champion of the world, 1917 to 1925 when he retired undefeated. Huge figure in American sports in the 20s, and friend of Dwyer. So Dwyer needed a front man, so he bought the Pirates and put Benny Leonard in as his front man. Not Leonard was ostensibly the owner. It was all Dwyer's money, but as far as the press was concerned, Leonard was running the team. So that doesn't go that well. Pittsburgh has a very old arena, and they decide they're going to need to build a new one if they're going to be able to make any money off it, or at least not lose money while they're not laundering Bill Dwyer's bootlegging money, or sorry, not bootlegging money. So they moved the team to Philadelphia for what was supposed to be a one-year period while the new arena in Pittsburgh gets built. Short version is depression. This is you're getting deep into the Great Depression here, and the stock market has crashed in 1929, and
Things go bad.
the new arena didn't really happen. Essentially, is the stream still going? I'm not getting any updates.
Yeah, yeah, I'm seeing just everything just fine. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm an idiot. I turned the sound off and instead of I'm an idiot. I paused the sound off and instead of I'm an idiot. Okay, so anyhow, the new arena in Pittsburgh didn't get built. The Quakers were pretty terrible, didn't draw a lot of people. Dwyer wound up losing a lot more money than he intended to, and he just shut the franchise down at the end of the season. So this will be the last season for that franchise, and Ottawa will be taking a year off at the end of this. So there's going to be a whole bunch of players becoming free agents from both teams. And you can see Ottawa's got a pretty loaded group of forwards. The guy we want here is Marty Barry. He's from Quebec City, so we've got a house rule. If you haven't seen this before, we're only taking players from Quebec who are French or who actually played for the Canadiens in real life. That's our roster, and the Quakers have Dick Clapper, who we can't get. He doesn't fit any of those rules, but there's a couple of guys, Nick Wozni, who we traded away a couple of years ago, and Lauren Chabot, who was our backup goalie for a long time, and is the starter in Philadelphia now. So we may be able to get a couple of guys back, but that is the end of the season. And I'm going to skip over the usual season preview I do at this point because the seasons are getting longer and a little harder to get through in one show. So I will just start up right now. Other than to say that we're still in pretty solid shape. I think we can beat Ottawa. The Americans will be tough. Their goalie Clint Benedict finally retired, so they're not. Even though he had been ostensibly one star for quite a few years, was still playing pretty well. So we'll see how they do with the new goalie. Opener against Ottawa, and we beat the defending champions with a 2-1 win. Although we do lose Joe Lamb, our second line right wing, for a couple of weeks. So I will throw in, I think, Haynes for him until he's ready again. And keep going. And no, I'm not delaying treatment first thing in the season. Way too early for that. And we got Earl Campbell, our defenseman, not the Texas running back, who we signed last year after Detroit cut him loose. Actually had a decent year for us. So we're mostly healthy other than that one new injury and another 2-1 win. The scoring was dropped off, I think, a little bit this year after the big increase, after they made some rule changes in the previous season. But it's still a lot higher than it was. It was down to the lowest level in the history of the NHL for a couple of years there. So it's not quite so bad anymore. Can we make it 3 in a row? Yep. Good start to the season, beating the other Montreal team, the Maroons, 3-1. And can we make it 4-0 against the Hawks? And it looks like the Americans are starting fast as well. Nope, finally lose. It's our former player, Dunk Monroe, getting first star with a goal and an assist. Hawks beat us 4-3.
That's not great.
Well, it's an okay start. Just checking everybody's fitness, and I've set the training and lines and everything up in the off season, just so we can get into this relatively quickly. And it looks like the Rangers are finally perking up. Charlie Conacher has them off to a good start, and they're atop the American division, which is still a lot weaker than the Canadian side. Because other than the
Jeff.
Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, your fan's coming through quite a bit right now.
Hang on, turn it the other way, and I'll roast for a little while. That better?
Yes.
Okay. So we got the Detroit Falcons next. That is not quite the Red Wings. They're almost there. And they beat us as well. Okay, not so good.
I kind of like those jerseys.
But the Falcons...
The big gold writing.
Doesn't really fit right on the jersey, though. It looks strange for the wings. Bright yellow. Or gold, I guess. And we are down to third place as the Americans stay undefeated. And 5-2 win. Paul Haynes in for the injury is the first star. So I'm going to take a quick look at our scoring. We seem to be getting a lot from Morenz is on top. Pete Belfoy. Kind of a surprise. He's the number 2 scorer. Where's Joliat? Joliat, that's the other. So Morenz is doing the first line stuff by himself, and Gagnon and Joliat not really. Line mate's not doing that much as the power play, but they're on the power play with them. Huh. Well, keep an eye on that. Nobody I don't think terribly interested in is free agents. Art Gauthier we could sign, I guess, but 1.5 stars at 26. And we got our first game against the, at least the new version of this franchise, the Quakers.
I really like the Quakers name. The jerseys are horrendous.
Yeah, and it looks, the script vaguely looks like Quackers, or Quackers. 4-3 win, a little too close, I think. And only shot him 30-22. We're maybe looking a little weak here. May have to do something at the trading deadline.
Well, I mean, you traded away so many guys. It's a matter of time. And our guys are getting old, some of them, so.
No, I mean, well, some of the guys I moved, like Keats, trading Duke Keats to the Maroons for LaFrance, who admittedly I'm not playing now. That Oh wow, look at that. Hayes is jumped up from 1.5 stars to, was it 2 stars? Is it 3 stars now? Or I think he was at 2.5 stars. But
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't say it was a bad move. I'm just
I mean, we are aging, and guys wore out faster in this era. 5-5 tie with the Rangers. No shootouts. So, oh, and I saw Gagnon had 3 points there. So maybe he's snapping out of it. We're 5-2-1, not too bad. And we've got the Leafs, who seem to be struggling, despite the fact that they're got a pretty good lineup at this point. 3-1 win for us. Okay, I'll take that. And looks like Charlie Gardner's starting goal for them now. And is Lamb? Lamb is back at 100%. So I'm going to take Haynes out of there and put Lamb back into his spot. But, oh, Blanco has been scoring. Geez, all lower line guys are doing okay. I can't find somebody to healthy 8 points in 9 games. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to swap out Pit Lapin for Haynes, just because he started so slow, and Haynes has matched him in star rating now. We'll try that briefly and see
been
how
around
it
for a
works.
very long time.
Yeah. And overtime loss to the Americans. We don't get a point for that. Gagnon, second star in a losing cause again. And I'll give Haynes one more shot in the second line center job. But we lose to Ottawa, so okay, that's not working so well. So I think he goes back to the bench for a while. And we're sitting in the middle of the division, at least. Well, 4 points back. The Americans have a game in hand on us. And Ottawa still seems to be doing well. Just in horrible financial trouble. And now we lose to the Leafs to make things even worse. Okay, what can I do here? Oh, well, I'm going to have to do something, because now we've got defenseman injured, and our only reserve defenseman just got hurt. So I'll send the seer down to Providence, and who we got there to call up?
Don't we have a full complete defense?
Not anymore, I don't think. That doesn't look like it. Call Bill McKenzie up, I guess. Swap in for Shea. Let's see, do I want to try?
Elmer Piper can, but that's not really going to help.
Yeah, he's way down there. Try taking Belfoy out and replacing him with Haynes, and I'm going to have the AI juggle the lines for this game just to see what we wind up with.
Oh, Ron Silver also can.
Somebody needs jersey.
So we do have a couple guys. I'm not completely crazy.
Yeah, the problem is they're right at the bottom of the depth chart. There we go, back on track. 5-3 win, Joe Lamb. 4 points off the second line. Now he's healthy again. And is Buck Boucher back? Yes, he is. Although he's at 80%, I'm going to go with this lineup for one more game since they just won one. And it's an overtime loss to the Rangers. Don't really want to be losing to the American division teams. We're generally stronger than all of them. Although, wow, the Rangers are really good. Started fast here. Might have an all New York final. Okay, so Boucher coming back in. His fitness is bumped up a little bit. No, I want to replace McKenzie. No, I don't really want to move the other lines around. And that looks about right too. Well, let's try Ottawa. not really optimistic, but yeah, shut out 2-0 by Ottawa. They don't have a particularly good goalie. So now we're in danger of falling under 500.
That's not good.
Okay, Haynes is slow down, putting Belfoy back in so he can play that position a little better. Blinko's still doing reasonably well. Lepin isn't, so Blinko goes up to the second line. We'll try him there. And we're the home team, although both teams play out of the 4-men. We get a 3-0 win, and Buck Boucher, coming back from injury, gets a couple of goals. Development report. Okay, we got some guys headed up, which has been rare for us, or at least important guys headed up, which has been rare for us lately, but Belfoy, Campbell, yeah, all, well, no critical guys other than the Warders, but still don't want to see that many guys in the lineup going downhill. When I was setting up the trading, I did go out of the way to kind of shore up some of the older guys. And Leo Bourgeot has a virus, so is okay. Monsieur is healthy again, so we're going to bring him back up, put him in for Bourgeot. And how did McKenzie do when he was in the line? Oh, he actually did pretty well. A couple of assists in 2 games and +3. So he may be viable for one of those defensive spots because we're playing with, well, there's part of the problem. We're playing with 3 one-star defensemen now, and, well, 2 one-star and 1, oops, forgot about the, that we had some morale problems. Owner is still okay with us, but still thinks we're a contender, which may be optimistic, and I can...
Yeah, a chance. You just need to figure out some defensive issues.
So, at least the players are reasonably happy with each other. Almost all the conflicts are cleared up. We got anybody on the trading block? Oh, we got a few defensemen up there. Let's see, but anybody that's... Okay, Larry Horry, I believe. Is he... No, it's from Sudbury, and I don't think he ever played for Montreal. Nope. Too bad, because he... I thought he could play defenseman. Huh, could have sworn he did. Maybe, apparently not. The Green brothers, both on the trading block for their respective teams. Oh, not as many defensemen as I thought here. And nobody is probably better defenseman than the free agent pool. Nope. Yeah, the roster, I think the league's expanding the size of the roster, and dressed roster up to 17. Has kind of depleted the defensive core for a few years, so that's going to take a little while to fill back up. And we lose to the Americans again. And 3 Hall of Famers, Ace Bailey, Eddie Shore, and Cooney Weiland. Wait, is Weiland in the Hall of Fame? I think so. But those are the 3 stars. So back to being right at 500. Give this lineup one more shot. And we get back a little bit above again. Morin's with 3 points to beat the Wings. Okay, now Couture is hurt, so Haynes can go in for him. Bourgeot down to day-to-day, so... Still hanging out right around the middle of the pack, and we're really losing ground on Ottawa and New York. A 3-1 win over the Leafs at least. And now we lose two forwards and a defenseman. Oh, Lasier gets himself suspended. Well, you can go back to the American League.
Awesome.
And McKenzie.
Was it the American League at this time?
31, no, not quite. I think it was the Can-Am League.
Okay, that sounds better.
Oh, that's not good. Johnny Shepard broke his collarbone. so he's got to go on the injured list. I'm going to have to redo the lines completely. And Johnny Gagnon, 2 to 3 weeks, strained tricep, so I have to call somebody up to fill in for him because we're out of forwards. So Trudell. See, either Trudell or Godin, I think. And we need a right wing, so it's going to have to be Sam Godin. Can't remember that much about him. Yeah, briefly, well, Sender for a couple of years as a teenager, and then came back to play for the Canadiens for a single season, but not really great year for any of them. Okay, what does the AI do with this mess? Oh, I'm still short a defenseman, aren't I? Kenzie, you have to dress. Okay.
Getting rough.
Yeah, looks about right. Oh, those second lines are, I'm going to have to really lean on Moran's here. Okay, not delaying treatment for either of those guys. Wait, did I have Siebert on? Must have had him on a special teams line somewhere. He's showing up as a left wing. Do not want that. Back to defense for him. Oh, he probably closed out that last game at left wing because of all of the injuries. That was enough to bump him up to 15. Okay, 3-2 win with the injury-depleted lineup over the Americans. Not a bad start. And now Couture is sick. Oh, but he was out of the lineup anyhow, so nothing lost. And Bourgeot is healthy again, so he can get swapped out for McKenzie. Home game against the Quakers. And 4-0 win. Good time to get a weak team. Okay, one of the guys is back now, Couture.
Just checking free agency to see if there's anybody who would help, but a couple of old guys who used to be on the team.
Who?
Bert McCaffrey.
Oh, wow, that's way back.
Yeah, and Edmund Bouchard.
I must. I'm not even seeing him in this. Oh, so you got it filtered for it. Okay,
They're on the
there's
independent
Bouchard.
side.
He's down. He's 38. And he's down to half a star. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And I think McCaffrey wound up somewhere. 3 defensemen are only 1 star each, so not really worth doing.
Also don't fit the...
Oh, the rules, yeah. May need to bend those at some point. And 2-1 win over the Maroons. George Hainsworth nearly pulls that out for him. 45 saves on 47 shots. So we get a bunch of injuries and we start winning. Makes sense. And another one. Rosie Couture, 3 points after coming back. And is this the Rangers? Yes, it is. 6-3 win. And a hat trick from Paul Hayes. Let's take a quick look at how the scoring's going. So Moran's near the top, not so yeah, and Julia picked it up, although where is yeah, Gagnon? Well, okay, he's missed a few games. It's not that bad. Getting a ton of secondary scoring this year, though. Blenko's finally breaking out. So's Haynes. Belfry doing pretty well. Lamb missed a few games, but reasonably well. Yeah, can't complain about the secondary scoring. Is Werder's not having a good year? No, he's doing decent. Putting up individual numbers, just could be doing a little bit better in the standings. And Ottawa beats us 3-2 in overtime. And we shut out the Leafs 3-0. Good bounce back game, and the deadline is January 31st. We got one more game before then, so I'll get up to that. Oh, is Gagnon healthy? Still out 2 to 3 weeks, but looks like that's a little better than anticipated. Oh no, that was Shepard. Gagnon is up to, yeah, he's almost ready to go.
Oh, that's good.
Let him recover fully here. Should be another win against Philadelphia. Oh no, we had them a 4-3 win in overtime. And they're doing about as well as they didn't realize, 6-21-2, so we just lost to the worst team in the league. That could be
Speaking
better.
of real life, Jeff, in real life NHL right now,
Oh, one thing
what
first.
did you think about the offer sheets?
Yeah, interesting. I mean, the Oilers are. That's going to happen when you're getting close to the cap. So we'll
They're
see
not
how the.
close, they're over. Now,
Yeah,
apparently, Kane's going to be on LTIR.
yeah. We'll see how the new GM reacts to that. Okay, I'm not. It's going to annoy the media. I'm just going to go no comment on that. They're not going to be happy with me, but I'm not criticizing their star player in public. And Gagnon is not healthy yet, and well, get up the trading deadline. Gagnon is good. Okay, I'm going to set. Well, no, I'll wait to set the lines because I might make a trade here. France for Gagnon. Okay, that's what we got for now. What do we got on the trading block? A few more than the last time we looked. Have a good fellow ever played for the Canadiens? Nope, Detroit all the way through. He's from Ottawa, almost Quebec, but not quite. Oh, we could bring back Duke Keats, but not really what we need. Reg Mackey, slight upgrade.
Okay,
But
sorry. I'm thinking about cheating the system here. Did you say there was a team that is falling out this next year?
oh,
Who
trade
will
somebody to
be?
him and then sign him as a free agent.
Oh no, but if we're trading away like a draft pick, we'll get the draft pick back, won't we?
Can't remember the mechanics on that. I think so.
So
Do they have any interesting defensemen? So, Ontario guys, if we're going to have to stretch this Quebec rule eventually. Maroons are in trouble. They got anybody? Oh, actually, they got a few decent defensemen. However, yep, again, no Quebec guys. Bruins, I don't think anybody there is. Now let's do it the direct way. Filter. Everybody except defensemen. And we'll trick on that because the search for the alphabetical search doesn't work because of that accent in Quebec. So if you want Quebec, just hit R and it'll drop you down to the top of the R list and just scroll up one to that. Oh, I do want the active players only. Okay, so Silvio Mantha, who's on the Americans, but they're not going to really want to let him go. Roy Henkel, Detroit, 1.5 stars. Not too impressive. He's 25 and never actually played in the NHL, so I suspect he's at as good as he's going to get. He's Jean Poussy, who His
Does
contract
hit
with the
our
Maroons right
requirements.
now. Hmm?
Does hit our requirements.
Yep, but doesn't really improve anything. Let's take a run at Math to see if the Americans. I mean, they're pretty deep on defense. I don't want to help them. What do they need? Oh, a goalie. Yeah, right. One thing. Oh, they've actually got Jimmy Foster, who is the goalie on that Scottish-born, but grew up in Manitoba. Played, I think, for the University of Manitoba and a few other teams. Then went back home to Scotland and wound up as the goalie on that UK team, or Great Britain team that won the 1936 the gold in the 1936 Olympics, upsetting Canada. So they could use a better goalie. Problem is we haven't got one to give them. Now what I could do
That's
is,
because you traded them all away.
yeah, no, I could. Well, I'm going to try and re-sign Chabot next off season, and maybe that'll be. And then I could try trading him for Mantha. But is there anything I can do now? Second rounder. And we do not have a lot to offer. Hardly likely. That's not going to get it. What about France? Let's make this work, do. Oh, yeah. Okay, so they want one of the stars. And I'm not trading any of those guys. So, yeah, I'm not getting Mantha at this point.
No. That's not worth it remotely.
Yeah. So. I mean, Keats isn't really an upgrade on anything. Well, at best, he's like a minor third line upgrade. There's just nobody that interesting out there. And with Senders, the Senders are going to lose players, but they're not going to want to trade anybody now because they're in first place. And anybody on the Quakers, they can't help us now, and I'll be able to get them for free at the end of the year, so what's the point? Unless,
assuming you can sign them, but yes.
What if I traded for Chabot now and flipped him to the Americans? They need forwards.
I think you're better off just making it through this season and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's another hardly likely one. And I'm not going to cheat super hard by offering the first round pick, but... Oh, wow, they're going to do it. That's a surprise. Okay, LaFrance in our second rounder for Chabot. They do have a good young goalie, David Kerr, behind Chabot, so that sort of makes sense for them. Now, can I flip Chabot to the Americans for Mantha? This is going to strengthen the Americans in goal, which is not a great thing. And they will do it even up, it looks like. Far too weak. Try Trudell, one of our prospects. Okay, that's weird. It's when they're getting contradictory responses here. What if they throw something's going wrong with the logic here? See if we can throw their third string goalie in. Okay, they just signed with him, so that's not going to work. Just try the backup goalie, Mo Roberts. Oh, same thing. Make it slightly bigger. Oh, come on. Huh. Oh, that's annoying.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yep, I don't think this is going to work. Wait, let me. Okay, I'm going to make sure I haven't got anybody recently signed. And I think Mantha might have re-signed with them, and that's throwing something off. Yes, it's make this work says it should be okay. Yep, something's not right there. What I'm going to do is throw that fourth rounder for the Leafs in. If they agree to it, I'm just going to cheat a little bit in force trade, and since I think that's something broken in the game logic. So we will force that through, and we will get our defenseman, Silvio Mantha. One of our one-star guys is going to have to sit. Who's it going to be? Well, Rougeau's actually been doing pretty well defensively, so not him. Campbell looks like the weakest. And move a couple of guys down. And need to call up one more forward because we traded away LaFrance. And that will probably be Pelangio because he's been down in the minors for quite a while. And is it one star? And anyhow, we're getting Shepard back fairly soon. So let's see, redo the lines. And that looks like it'll work for now. We're much better on defense now, although I don't want Boucher on that third pair. Okay, let's see how we do. And reassigning numbers. I have to get 6, and Pelangio can have 28. Okay, so let's see how this goes the rest of the season, and we open up with a 6-3 win over the Hawks.
Decent start.
Yep. And owner is still satisfied. And our first game against the team we just did the big trade with. And with Warren Chabot on goal, we beat them 4-1. Maroons up next, and Shepard should be getting close to healthy. And we blow the Maroons out 8-1. Okay, now we're rolling. Peaking at the right time. Yep. As soon as I say that, Johnny Gagnon gets hurt, but... oh, hamstring cramp. Play through it. 6-0 win over the Bruins. And Buck Boucher, guess it made sense to keep him on the second pair. 4 points. Gagnon is healthy again, and Shepard is only day to day. So Godin's probably going to go back down, or no, Pelangio will go back down. And yeah, here we go. 6-3 win over the Leafs. And finally lose one. 4-1 to the Maroons. Where are we doing the okay? Yeah, very close. 2 points separating first from third on top of the division. And Howie Moran's now leading the league in points. Shepard still day to day, but I'm just going to call him up. And he'll be on the roster and ready to go. And Pelangio can go back to Providence. Bergeron and Buswell still doing okay on defense? Yeah, that's fine. And 3-1 win over the Bruins.
Z Bartel 792 says, I'm fully addicted to this game. I'm in 2077 and have expanded the NHL to 44 teams. I'm using the 2020 playoff format, and I use AI to pick and create face. Use AI to create face for each of the first round picks yearly. Just wanted to say thanks for a fun game.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. And yeah, 2077. That's must be getting pretty slow by now, particularly with that many teams. And great, Shepard is about to come back, and now Rosie Couture gets hurt. So Godin will get another game. And Boucher has a little facial cut, nothing serious. Oh no. Oh no. Did Morenz get hurt in practice?
Nice.
Strained foot, 1 to 2 weeks. Well, could be worse, but at least Shepard is ready to go back into the lineup. So what I'm going to do is just swap Shepard in for Moranz, and I'll redo the lineups at game time. And without Moranz, we still win 4-0. And Paul Haynes in the first line spot picks up 3 points, so he's coming along nicely this year. Another game against the Americans. They got the backup in. And we beat them 3-2. What's
So you're saying there's a chance?
going on with their goalie situation? Chabot got hurt. That's why. Would have been better if that had happened in the playoffs, but gives us a little bit of an advantage for the stretch run here. Defenseman still holding up. Bourgeois and Buswell. Right, Buswell out for Campbell for a couple of games. And just you see me doing this before, I'm just using the AI lines feature in the game screen because that doesn't permanently change the lines. Just using it to work around the Moranz problem while it's there. And a 5-0 shutout for us. Moranz is back soon. Couture is almost healthy, so everybody's healing up in time for the playoffs.
Z Bartel says he's trying to get to 2100.
Yeah, he can probably make it. So we are almost back to normal. Just need a couple more games for the short lineup. 3-2 loss to the Rangers, but not surprising. And Moranz is healthy, so we can finally settle the... Oh, yeah, Couture is healthy too, I missed that. And Belfoy is dropped down to 1.5 stars, but he's having a productive season, but not as... Well, not about even with Blanco, actually. I gotta set somebody for Couture. Who's it gonna be? I think it's gonna have to be Belfoy. And Campbell not doing anything special, so back out for Buswell. Now redo the lines. No, not like that. Swap that around. I want Shepard back on the wing. Although I will leave him in that spot on the second line power play unit at center. So Detroit with, I think, 5 games left to go in the season. Morin celebrates coming back with a 4-point night. Although he may not catch Frank Boucher for the, although Joliet's up there now suddenly too. He's coming on. And we're in first place with 4 games to go. And relatively easy game against Chicago here, I think. And of course, once I say that, we lose 6-3. Which drops us back into a tie with Ottawa, and the Americans are fading back a little bit. Bad timing that they got Chabot in goal, and as soon as he gets hurt. 5-2 win over the Maroons. And they praise Joe Lamb, sure. I'll go along with that. Oh, we still got any outstanding harmony issues? Siebert and Buswell don't know each other. Let's fix that. That's done.
Not bad. Oh, by the way, Jeff, I forgot to ask you about other things. I mean, we talked about the offer sheets. What did you think about the Pittsburgh's wheelings and dealings?
Which ones?
Well, they traded, and hold on, I got to get this right. So they traded the picks to St. Louis, right? They traded a next year's second round pick,
first place, 5-2 to Ottawa,
and a 2026 fifth rounder for a third rounder and a second rounder.
Who knows?
And then they also picked up Cody Glass from
I saw that.
Nashville with a, what was that, a third and a sixth?
I think Ottawa has us beat here. And great, Johnny Gagnon got injured in the last game of the season. And he's gone for 2 or 3 weeks, so I'm going to delay treatment. He can play hurt in the playoffs. I'll cut his playing time down, but I don't want to be without him.
Yeah, picked up 2 more picks and Cody Glass for a ECHL guy.
And the Senators won at the end of the season, so they finished first. And this is the, I have to explain the stupid playoff system they used in these years. So what's going to happen now is, no, I don't think they changed it this year. For some bizarre reason, the 2 divisional champions meet in a semifinal. They get a bye out of the first round. And the second place team in each division they play each other, as do the third place teams, and the winners of the second and third games play in the other semifinal. Why they did it this way, I have no idea, but that's the way they did it for a few years.
McKagan, thanks for showing up. Yeah, it's a beautiful system.
And, that's interesting. Number 2 scorer, John Sorrell of the Hawks. I don't think he ever had a big season like that in real life. He was a solid player for the Wings for quite a few years, but this would have been his rookie year in real life. And yeah, wow, monster year, 54 points. Who they got him with? Yeah, nobody really. Ward and Lowry. Or did they have somebody? Oh, Roms, but he's not that fantastic. Yeah, the Hawks have made a pretty good first line out of basically nothing. So we get the Detroit Falcons, soon to be Red Wings, in that first round. quick look at their lineup and how the scoring was this year. Bill Cook, who's maybe slowing down a little, but still going strong at age 35. Dave Trottier, pretty good player. Sid Howe, young guy, only 19, but he's already near the top of the list. C. Stillen, Baldy North. Yeah, that's a pretty good lineup. A lot of familiar names there, although I'm not seeing great defensemen there. Oh, yeah, look at that. They are a mess from the blue line back. Henkel, the guy that I didn't want to pick up, is actually their best defenseman. And the goalies...
Oh, boy.
Joe Ironstone, the starter, had 2 career games in the NHL, so mostly a minor league guy. So this is the point at which I say we should be able to beat these guys, no problem. And then we have problems.
Okay, let's just say something. Ironstone is a fantastic goalie name.
It is, yes. Okay, so Gagnon is a little bit hurt, so I'm going to bump Lamb up to the first line and just keep Gagnon on the third line and for special teams. So game 1, I think this is 2 game total goals, so 7-1 win. 5 points for Morenz. Yeah, 2 game total goals, so there is no possible way we can screw this up. We would have to lose by 6 goals, and I remember last year I said this exact same thing. We would have to lose by, what was it, 4 goals? And we blew it. Let's not do that again. And we do lose 4-2, but they need to beat us by a lot more than that, so we will kind of take the back door into the second round. And Johnny Shepard, the player of the month. So he bounced back from the injury pretty well, apparently.
A win is a win is a win.
Haynes is really turning out well. Oh yeah, he was a pretty good player. Although, no, that's not the Warriors. That's just the late 30s. And a few young guys coming up. Campbell slowing down badly, so I think I made the right call there on him, making him the one that goes out of the lineup. Okay, second round of the playoffs, or the semifinals, because the Americans have beaten the Hawks handily. Now, is Chabot healthy? Yes, he is. And it looks like he played reasonably well for them after the trade. They are a little thinner at defense now without Mantha. Their bottom 3 is looking pretty weak. But the problem is they've got that, well, Clancy and Shore, Hall of Fame, problem, which would have been one of the greatest defensive pairs ever, and then a whole bunch of stars at forward, and even some decent supporting players. Bob Gracie, Andy Blair, Leafs in the 30s, Herbie Lewis, one of the Red Wings early stars. He's only 24 here, but yeah, he's already broken out for the Americans. This is going to be tough, even with our improved D. And great, Haynes is, well, it's only a facial cut, so not that bad. Bumping Gagnon down to the third line again, and I think this is also 2 game total goals. 6-4 loss in the first round. Or first game, rather. Oh no, best of 5. So that has changed slightly. Haynes healthy again. Try Gagnon just on the second line. And we lose to game 2 on the edge of getting swept here. And now the media is criticizing Johnny Shepard. Okay, we'll say there's a little room for improvement. It's not going to make him any happier, but let me check my job security screen. I've already got getting a very good relationship with the Montreal media is not easy, so I don't want to mess that up. And the fans are still pretty happy too, so. Okay, there. Try swapping Blinko out for Belfry for the next game. And we have the AI redo the lines. That's interesting. Pushes Gagnon down to the third line left wing. Okay, well, might as well try it. And we get shut out by the goalie that we traded to the Americans. And that's how our season ends. Although the guy we got back for him is the second star of the game. Not much consolation. So it's going to be, yep, yet another Ottawa New York final. And the New York Americans have avenged their loss last year thanks to the goalie we gave them. And Ottawa, who makes it to the final game of the Stanley Cup final playoffs, comes one game, or right, what was the final score in that? Oops, wrong New York team. 7-5 final. Is that an empty netter? No. So it came within a couple goals of the cup, and now they're going to shut down for a season. Oh wow! And they were up 2-0, then 4-3 by the end of the first, and then looks like fell apart. They were up 5-3 through the first half of the game, and then gave up 4 goals and scored nothing in the second half. So the Americans are back on top. Johnny Gagnon can recover now that we got knocked out of the playoffs. Oh, I forgot to redo contracts. That was dumb and potentially dangerous.
You got time.
Yeah, Warders wants a no trade clause. Okay, fine. You're a starter. You're not going anywhere. Buswell. Stand him. Not great, but Campbell is declining, so I'm going to do what the Wings did to him a couple of years ago and let him walk away. Leduc, okay. Haynes, definitely want to. Now he's asking, can I save a tiny bit of money there? Nope. Yeah, he deserves it. He had a good year. Yeah, I do not want to. I mean, nobody could. We don't have free agency in this area, but still want to get these guys re-signed. Unless I have to release them outright, basically, to lose the rights to them. So it's not as dangerous as it was when there was still the Western League around. So you missed the early parts of this series. That's how we lost George Vezina in what was it, 1912 or something, Adam?
Sounds about right. You mean when you handicapped us to start?
Yeah, made it more challenging. And okay, we got everybody re-signed, I think.
Well, I said
back up. What were you gonna say?
No, I meant that in terms of you just helping even out the playing field.
Okay, Campbell, I'm letting. Don't care about the half-star guys. Just gonna re-sign a couple of minor leaguers just for the sake of having the depth. Anybody make the free agency near the end of the year for some reason? Nope. Nothing interesting there. So we are now cupless in what, 5 seasons? Not great.
Sounds about right. Looking.
Team harmony is perfect. Job security is fine. Fan happiness is high. Well, not as high as it's been, but
No, that's
hopefully we can get a defenseman in this
interesting.
upcoming draft. Award ceremony, Frank Boucher, another Hart winner again. Also the Conn Smythe winner. And there's your buddy Joe Ironstone, who apparently had a really fantastic year in the Falcons net. Almost called him the Wings. Yeah, career year for him.
Yeah, Rangers won in 27, 28, 29, Ottawa won in 30.
Americans,
And then Rangers won in 31.
Americans, not the Rangers.
Oh, yes, my bad. Habit.
And season
Habit.
score
Habit all the
rating
time.
next. Yep. Okay. So we are about to lose two teams, so we're going to have to watch free agency on the first day of the month and get some offers in. Oh, we had two scouts retire, so we're going to have to fix that as well, and one of our coaches. And the owner still wants us to contend. Okay, need to come up pretty much all across Canada and not really worried about anywhere else at this point in history.
You just basically focused on Quebec, which is what you need to be. Maybe a little more on the East Coast.
Igor Ivanis
Newfoundland
doesn't
and
sound
Labrador.
Quebec, but apparently he's based there. And
Take the Newfie.
the Chinese guy from Newfoundland, Li Yunsheng. How'd that name come up? That's odd. We're getting.
Let's be very clear. At this time, they were not Canadian. They were Newfoundlanders.
Yeah, can't do that in the game right now, unfortunately. But the name
I know.
generation is a little off, I think. Are we just... gotta check on that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it with that. Oh, and we need a... Oh, I've lost more than one. I think I may have had missing coach last year. What are these guys good at? Okay, Champagne, mainly offense. Clark can go as a skills coach, but I think I need to find a good offensive and good defensive coach.
You didn't have a goalie coach or an offensive coach last year.
I got no goalie coach?
Nope.
Okay, that's a bad idea.
I'm just looking at the save from the beginning.
Yeah.
So no goalie, no offensive.
Okay, that's the goalie coach. Okay, that's three coaches. Now, who do we set? Champagne goes the offensive coach, defensive coach, Provost. Goalies. Oh, I may have done that on purpose because I've got, yeah, I've got max ratings and everything. So it wouldn't really affect it that much. So we defaulted to using my ratings, but that would be a little better this year. Now, there's the new version of the NHL. Minus 2 teams.
Much smaller.
And I'm going to check the free agent list this way. Signable. And yeah, there we go. So let's take the easier up first, and Quebec guys. Huh. Only one better than 1 star, although we've got a couple of good prospects. So Marty Berry, obviously we're going to go after him. Wow, $8,100. That is big money. I can afford it, but I'm not going to offer more than that. Let's see what he goes for. And a couple of young guys, Cowley and Carr, that we'll try to go after as well. Unfortunately, Campbell, the guy that we let go, is, in fact, I'll lapse his player right, so we can go sign with somebody else. I don't want him back, but he seems to have been the only decent option there. Now let's take the Quebec filter off. And look for guys. I'm just going to do this off the, or no, I can, the easiest way to do this is just to go to the first player, look on the real stats screen, and I'm just looking for anybody with history with Canadians. And it does not appear to, oh, come on, oh, there we go. Doug Young, who was playing with Ottawa. Okay, there's, I think, our last guy to try signing. Oops. Another expensive one. I think I'm still okay salary-wise. Oh, I know the other one I'm going to do. Wilf Cute, who I'm pretty sure was Canadian in the late 30s. Yes, he was. And there is our backup and potential future successor to Borders. So those will all get resolved in a week or so from now. Oh, the 2 expensive guys aren't happy.
Shocker.
How much is Morenz making? I don't want to get too far above. Yeah, Morenz makes 78 and Warder 77. Now Barry is asking for, hey, 9,000. Okay, I said I wasn't going to, but we'll try. And how much does Young want? I'm not paying him more than Morenz. 66, okay. Not thrilled with it, but and up to the draft. So Brian Hextall Sr., Gordy Drillin, Clint Smith, and then it really drops off, so not a good draft. I'll quickly run through this because we're getting a little late. Hextall to the Maroons. When are we drafting? 8th. There's going to be nothing left at that point. Drill into the Bruins. And Smith, yeah, no surprises in the order here. And now Gaston Leroux is French enough and got to take somebody, so Just nothing at all here. Paul Raymond, another one. Oh, I haven't got a... Out of picks?
Choices.
CP finish. I'm not sure why it was doing that, but it's just guys I won't sign at this point, so I'll go through it. And let's see what happens with the free agents. See Barry Young. Oh, now Warren Carr doesn't like his offer. At least he's cheap. If this is over 10,000, sorry Barry, no way. 12,000, dream on. I don't want to make the Young the most best paid player on the team, but if I'm not going to sign Barry, at least I can probably afford it. Young is happy with it at least. And the Rangers are going after Carr. Still, it's not a... Okay, I'll give you an even 2,000. It's more than they're going to offer you. Okay, Wilf Cute signs. Marty Berry goes to the other Montreal team. We get Bill Cowley, we get Doug Young. Okay, good. It cost us, but... And we did get Bill Cowley, that's good news. Still young at this point, but... So that is what the lineup looks like going into next year. Cube will be the backup. Don't need Geddes anymore. Geddes was never played in the NHL. He was on the Team Canada sent to the World Championships. It won gold in 1932, so... He's there. Forwards are looking pretty deep now. Now we've had a few guys breaking out. And D will be a lot better next year. As Bourgeot and Buswell have been playing regularly, we'll have to fight for that last spot, although Boucher is... Oh, he's headed down, but I think that was his best year statistically. Oh no, he had a better one in the early 20s, but still producing despite getting older. How many years did he play in real life? One more year after this current one. Got a little time left on him. Okay, so we got Doug Young. I can't remember if we've got it coded so the Ottawa guys go back to them after this season. I don't think we did that for the Ottawa move, though. It happens with the when Quebec comes back into the league in the early NHL years, but I don't think it's that way for Ottawa. So we're improved. I'll take a quick look at the free agent center just to see where guys wound up signing. Hooley Smith gets 10,000 out of Boston. Johnny got Selig 10,000 out of the Rangers. Marty Berry 11,000 to the Maroons. And Dick Clapper, yeah, Toronto got a pretty good deal there, 10,000. So the league salary structure got changed around quite a bit. Oh, come on, Carr. I think that's twice what the original offer was. Okay, finally he signs. So now that that is done, I think I will do the rest of the season offline, get us up to the start of the upcoming season. So do you want to wind it up there, Adam?
Sure. All right, with that, so thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night, Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/franchise hockey manager, as well as twitch.tv/OOTB developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments as well, with stream archives going live at about 3 a.m. Eastern 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also reach out to us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/franchise hockey manager. On Twitter, we're at franchise hockey. You can also find a link to our official Discord in our Twitter bio. And of course, you can come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to the official forums, where you can come talk about franchise hockey manager, out of the park baseball, perfect team go, or anything else you wish to discuss. And again, next week we'll be back with our Pittsburgh Penguins game, where we're heading into the playoffs very shortly. In
And hopefully not exiting in the first round.
2027. Yeah, hoping to not exit in the first round. And hoping to not lose Crosby, but could.
To retirement. He's not going anywhere. We've got him re-signed for, was it one more year?
A year? Yeah, not much.
Well, enough to bring him back at least. Okay, so yeah, we will continue with this in a couple of weeks and see how we do in the new 8-team NHL. Well, it'll be in this format for, I think, a few years before we lose I think it's the Maroons first, and we'll lose the Americans in the 40s. And then we will be back to the original 6 years, which will theoretically make it easier to win cups, and hopefully we... Actually, wait, did the Rangers... No, Americans I wanted to look at. Oh, that's not great. Chabot declined, but they signed Davy Kerr from the Quakers. So they basically got the Quakers goaltending from last season, and they've fixed their goalie situation that way, and they're as strong as ever. So going to be another uphill struggle next season, I think. But we will find out in 2 weeks, so thank you for coming out. And we will be back next week.